Our family of 6 made a great stopover in Egypt just a few months ago on our way home from a recent trip. And I wanted to give you a layout of all the details, how we made this happen, and all the places we visited while we were there, what the costs were, where we stayed, and everything associated with this trip. So our family of 6 spent the first 6 weeks of 2024 in ministry alongside Four Corners Ministries in Uganda, a place we love and are thankful God allowed us to serve in this capacity for the last month and a half. Planning for our trip, I wanted to take advantage of the travel time and add in a stopover to explore and see a new place. Our flights from Atlanta to Uganda and back are typically transited through Europe. I've stopped over a few times in Brussels, in Paris, in Amsterdam, but I really wanted to see another place with a family, and Cairo was really at the top of my list. So after some research on prices and ticket options, I was able to find a great award redemption on Egypt Air. I used Avianca Life Miles to book these tickets since they're both part of the Star Alliance. I could easily transfer my Capital One miles that I've been earning on my Venture X card to Avianca and book these one-way tickets. These tickets cost me 88,000 miles plus taxes and fees of about $390 for 5 tickets and 1 infant and lap. Once the flights were booked, it was on to find a place to stay. I began to look around at reward redemptions and other options for hotels, but thought I'd check out Airbnb, and man, I'm really glad I did. I found this great place just a little ways from the pyramids, and the photos, honestly, they kind of look fake. I thought they were for sure photoshopped images, and we couldn't get those kind of views of the pyramids for the price we were looking at. I booked this apartment, and we were blown away when we arrived. Mohammed, the owner, was amazingly welcome, helped us with our bags and things, and also helped us in booking our transport to and from the airport, which is about an hour drive from the Cairo airport to the pyramids. He also helped us with our driver for the couple of days exploring, and we'll talk about that in a minute. He's listed as a superhost in Airbnb, and honestly, his picture should be the image for all the superhosts. This was a great fit for our family. What's also really awesome about this place is the fact that it only cost $330 in total for 3 nights. It was an amazing find. We settled in and decided to go see a few things around Giza and grabbed a late lunch. We stopped at the Hole in the Wall local shop and had some great authentic Egyptian cuisine. Our first full day was Saturday, and we got up to one of Muhammad's guys there making us an Egyptian breakfast. Then off with another Muhammad to drive us around and help us explore the Great Pyramids.
What you think, Phoenix? Look.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
One of Megan's only wishes at the pyramids was to ride a camel. So after exploring the large pyramid complex, we went over to the panoramic view to get a great angle of all the pyramids together, and that's where the camels were. Muhammad helped us find a great camel owner and 2 boys that were our guides for our ride out to the viewpoint. Megan and Cruz got a camel, Phoenix and I took one, and Gray and Kiri got one together. It was such a cool experience riding through the desert on the camels looking out at the pyramids. We spent a few hours exploring the pyramids and visiting the Sphinx. Egypt is such a cool place and filled with some of the richest history of just about anywhere else in the world. The age of many of the things we saw was really hard to even comprehend, and being able to see the pyramids and other ancient ruins of monuments that were there thousands of years ago is kind of unreal. There were many monuments in our time exploring that we kept mentioning how we felt like we were walking around in the Old Testament. This is the place from Genesis where Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, redeemed by his family, and he settled there. It's the place of the Exodus where God used Moses to lead the Israelites out of slavery into the Promised Land. It's where Mary and Joseph took baby Jesus to flee from Herod and the death wish on his life. It's the land of kings and pharaohs. In just 2.5 days, we got to see so much in the Cairo area. I really wanted to go into the Cairo Tower at sunset to see the city. We made it in plenty of time, but there was such a long line and things just didn't move very fast to get our tickets. So we finally made our way up to the top for amazing view, but the sun had already set. It was really pretty. You could see the city lights and everything, but it wasn't sunset like I'd planned. This is probably something I would not take the time to do again during a short trip, just due to the cost and the short time we spent there. You can't come to Cairo without visiting the bazaar or markets. There were tons of people and shops selling you just about anything you could think of. It was almost like a maze with all the streets and the winding pathways through the market, and felt like we were getting kind of lost in there. I'm glad Muhammad was there to lead us around. It didn't take long before we were tapped out, literally, of people coming up and tapping us on the shoulder, wanting us to buy stuff. So that was all Saturday, and Sunday was kind of up in the air what to do and where to go. We decided to take a ride down to Saqqara and Dahshur to see some of the older pyramids and sites. I'm sure I butchered those names. We got to go inside a few of them and see the burial chambers. It was really cool seeing the hieroglyphics and artwork on the inside of these rooms, and there was so much detail in each wall, and it was covered with images and writings from antiquity.
Hey.
One thing we've had questions about was safety in Egypt. There was never any point that we felt that we were unsafe with the place or with the people. Overall, we felt very safe the whole time. We're very cautious when we travel with the family, but the Egyptians were super welcoming and took care of us so well. I know many people would laugh at spending just 2.5 days in a place so rich with history and so many places to visit, but it was something that was totally worth it for us. We were already coming through the region and were easily able to make the plans we needed and have great memories, and now the family can say they've been to the pyramids. I would definitely recommend this type of trip to anyone, especially anyone with a family. Our total trip costs were only $1,261, including all of our expenses, flights, stay, food, travel, and everything. I think for a family of 6 that we got way more value out of the experience than what it cost us. I love taking advantage of short windows to see and do things that otherwise would be very costly or time-consuming to do. If you're looking for a way to see the pyramids and get to Egypt, a stopover is a great way to do it. I want to make a list of all the costs for this trip and give links to the Airbnb and the sites we visited. On the same trip, we scheduled a long layover in Paris for one more stop on the way home to see the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, Notre Dame, etc. And I'll be posting a video with all that info coming up soon.